allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
One of the proudest citizens of the United States ever.
I love this American ride.
Simon Conway. On Des Moines News Radio, 1040 WHO.
One nation, under God.
Good afternoon, how are you? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me today. The Defense Secretary, Leon Panetta, in Afghanistan today. As he arrives, a potential suicide bomber did something. And I say it like that because now we have confused reports. Vehicle inexplicably caught fire, some people are saying. Other people are saying suicide bomb. But, you know, the point is everybody's okay. Maybe not the suicide guy, but I'm not really that bothered. So here's the thing. None of this matters. Panetta goes to Afghanistan. He's going to go into a tent with 200 people. 200 United States Marines and other troops. It's in a tent at Camp Leatherneck. I wonder if he knows where Leatherneck even comes from. I know I do. Anyway, these people are going into the tent to hear the Defense Secretary speak, and suddenly they are asked by their commander to get up and disarm. To place their M16s, their M4s, even their 9mm sidearms outside the tent and then return unarmed. Their commander, a sergeant major by the name of Brandon Hall, told the assembled media that he was acting on orders. All I know is I was told to get the weapons out, he said. Somebody asked him why. Quote, somebody got itchy. That's all I've got to say. Somebody got itchy. We just adjust. According to the New York Times, normally American forces in Afghanistan keep their weapons with them. Well, there's a pretty decent policy. I did cut that sentence short, though, because it says, normally, American forces in Afghanistan keep their weapons with them when a defense secretary visits and speaks to them. The Afghans in the tent were not armed to begin with, as is typical. So what exactly are we saying here? The defense secretary or somebody around the defense secretary no longer trusts the United States Marine Corps not to shoot him? I have a very good friend who's a 25-year Marine Corps vet, now retired. Tough guy. The first member of any branch of our military to return to a combat zone having had an above-the-knee amputation. So I start texting him. When I heard about this story, start texting him. Couldn't believe it. He says he's only heard of this once before. It happened to us. I'm reading his private text to me. It happened to us in Somalia, January 1993, when Bush 41 visited prior to turning over to Clinton. They had us unload and break down our weapons shotgun style and place over our shoulder. Well, this is way worse because they actually took the weapons away from our United States Marines. This is the key part of what he said to me, my friend. He said, we all wished the base would have been attacked just to prove the point. To prove the point. These are Marines. You're telling Marines to disarm. In the middle of Afghanistan. I don't care if they're on a base. These are United States Marines. Exactly what message are we sending to them? Of course, president is very proud of our troops. Yeah, generally speaking. This is an absolute disgrace, an absolute insult. And I'm really angry. How do you expect them to fight for you, Mr. Defense Secretary, when you don't trust them not to shoot you? But you expect them after you leave to go out in the streets. It's okay for them to be armed amongst the Afghan population, but apparently not in the presence of the United States Defense Secretary. All right, we're talking about the fact that the United States Marines were disarmed today for the visit of Defense Secretary Leon Panetta. Let's go to the phones and talk to some of you about this. We got Ben on Highway 17. Hi, Ben.
How are you, Simon?
A little disturbed again by some of the things I keep hearing. Every day I think I can't be shocked again. I get shocked.
Maybe you should move your standards up a little bit.
Or down, maybe. Carry on. What can we do for you?
Well, I'm both Iraq and Afghanistan war vet. And
thank you for your service, sir.
Well, thank you. The president came and visited Bagram Air Base about 14 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were there in Afghanistan. And at first they came out and said, hey, anybody wants to go see the president can go on to Bagram and go see. And then when there was nobody that wanted to do it, it's like, hey, we have a quota, a number of soldiers we have to send here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So I got told, hey, you need to go. And I said, okay, I'm a good soldier. I'll follow what I'm told. And
Okay.
We found out we couldn't bring our weapons.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm good. I've lived amongst the Iraqis, and I kept that pistol locked and loaded everywhere I went, all the time. And in Afghanistan, we lived up anywhere from 20 to 120 Afghans in the tents right next to us, and I went nowhere, not locked and loaded. So.
You know what? I'd be very interested to hear from somebody who was in a combat zone and visited by President George W. Bush to see if they were disarmed.
I remember we had just left Iraq, and I remember being kind of jealous because he didn't come to where we were. We were in pretty small places, but I remember seeing pictures of him eating serving Thanksgiving dinner, and their soldiers going through, and they had their weapons slung across their back. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. See, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if it's the president, he's the commander in chief. Mind you, the fact that they're having to order people to go is really shocking. But this guy's the defense secretary. Come on. I mean, I'm talking to a soldier, right?
Yes, sir.
Surely he just needs to grow a set, doesn't he?
Well, I think that's part of the problem with that's a civilian post, and I'm not sure of the defense secretary. I'm not sure of his record of service. But personally, I think that should be.
Well, he's ex-CIA. I mean, he swapped, didn't he? He swapped with the former commander, General Petraeus.
Is an outstanding man.
Exactly. I've spoken to General Petraeus. He swapped with Petraeus. Petraeus went to CIA, and Panetta left CIA and went to defense. I mean, it's just the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. And unload them. I don't even want to go there, but remove them from your presence? They're not even allowed in the same tent? I mean, what is going on? Ben, thank you once again for your service. Very enlightening phone call. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too. Wow. People had to be ordered to go and see the commander-in-chief. That's scary. And they too were disarmed.